So, incredibly, Lincoln City have made it to the Championship. Today is the first game we've got in the Championship against Preston, and I'm not feeling very confident. As this is the first episode of a new series, we're going to have a likes target. I'm going to put the likes target of 30 likes on this episode. If we can do that to say, well done to Lincoln for getting to the Championship, well done to me for getting them to the Championship, then that would be absolutely fantastic. Let's get on with the episode. Hello and welcome back to the Lincoln Loco and welcome to the Championship. How we found ourselves here is a bit questionable, considering we've only just got promoted from League 2 the season before. Straight away, promotion via playoffs from League 1 to the Championship. And now this. So I've been very, very busy trying to make transfers. We've made a lot of transfers. A lot of players have left the club. So there's been a big turnover this season. And if we're being honest here, I'm not sure it's going to be good enough. The issue we have is reputation. Now, this is all the English teams' reputation. We can see all these Premier League teams at the top is the highest reputation. Tottenham moving up to the second in the reputation for English teams, actually. That's interesting. If we scroll down, though, we go past all these Championship. We go past all these Premiership teams. Brentford promoted to the Championship last season via the Championship. Brentford promoted to the Premiership last season, which is a bit weird, that one. But they're in Premiership. Then we get to the Championship teams, and we scroll down. Oh, there's no Lincoln with all these Championship teams. I wonder why that is. Oh, look, we're at League 1 teams now. If we scroll down, there's still no Lincoln. Oh, wait. We're right here, just above. In fact, we're below Bradford City, who are League 2. So our reputation is only just national. 2 stars, not very good. What that means is, no one wants to sign for Lincoln, essentially. No one's really heard of us. No one has a desire to come here. And that is the issue. So I'll take you through all these transfers then that we've done. Don't worry, not all of these are first-team players. We have brought in a fair few youth players as well to try and cement some youth in the future, just to see if we can get something growing. You can't see it because it's behind my head, but we spent £575,000 this season and sold £100,000 worth of players, which is Danny Rose to Burton, which is a weird transfer because he's nowhere near good enough for the Championship. Right, so we started off then kind of panic buying in a way because we had to get players in. The first player we bring in is a guy that was transfer listed at Nottingham Forest, Gobli Aribi, who we will give a nickname for when I can think of a decent one. He comes in as a right-hand winger, so that's decent. We've got a nice, good right-sided winger now that can come in and play. He's got some decent stats on him, nice pace, very, very quick as well. Got some good crossing and dribbling stats, so all the right stats that make him a good right winger. However, there is a theme with all my signings this year, and we're going to start this theme off now by looking at the reports. Scout report, good player for League 1, potential to be Championship. And that's the theme that we've got going throughout all of our transfers, basically. Vast majority of players we brought in have potential to be Championship, but they're currently League 1 quality, which is the issue, I suppose, coming forward. But Gobli Aribi is that first player that comes in. Kyle Hawkins comes in from a free from West Brom, a centre-back there, 3.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. Once again, good player for League 1, potential to be Championship. Defence, as you knew, last season wasn't our strong point. We did have a few games where we conceded upwards of 5 goals and things like that, 4, 5, 6 goals. But hopefully this guy will come in. He's got the good stats where it matters. That's what I was looking for. The good stats where they matter, especially his physical strength and jumping reach, they're very good. Heading, marking, tackling, all very nice to see. Again, he will improve because he's only 23 years old. He'll get to Championship quality. But we just have to rely on these players getting there quickly. That's the issue now. Connor Roberts came in from Swansea on a free. A right back, right wing back as well, crucially, because we like to play with wing backs now. 3-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. He could work on his wing-back stats a little bit. Dribbling could be better, crossing could be better. But defensively, he's fairly sound as far as I'm concerned. As I say, report-wise, once again, League 1 current ability, Championship potential. It's a theme. Tarak Fosu comes in from Charlton. He is to complement Gobli on that left-hand side. He's also a winger, 3-star current ability, 4-star potential. Inside forward he plays as though, which is interesting. We usually use wingers, but I'm happy to try an inside forward and things like that. Again, fantastic pace and acceleration. We've got some good pace on the wings. That will really help us this season if we decide to start using wingers. His dribbling's very good. His finishing's very good. He could have a little work to do with technique and passing and some of his mental stats, but I think he'll be a well-rounded player for us. He's coming on a free, only on £4,000 a week, so that's nice to see. He's fairly cheap, but once again, good League 1 quality, potential to be Championship. Liam Coyle comes in on loan. Then he's a centre defensive midfielder. He comes in on loan from Liverpool, as I say. Fantastic mental stats. That is what shines for him. Really good mentals. Physicals also pretty good as well. Technicals have a little bit to be desired for, but he is playing as a ball infielder. So tackling, marking, they're the things that particularly matter too much. Passing could be good as well. But these mentals are very nice to see. As I say, on loan to Liverpool for the rest of the season, so we're not paying him too much, which is nice to see. Report-wise, once again, well suited to League One potential. He's actually got 5-star potential, so we don't know how far he could go. But of course, we've only got him on loan, so we may never see him again after this season. But at least he's going to be a good player for us. We have now brought in a championship quality player in Liam Walsh. Don't worry, we have got championship quality players. Liam Walsh comes in on loan from Everton, plays in the middle as a Marseillaise or an advanced playmaker. I think we've got him as a box-to-box midfielder coming into this game though. He's got some really good all-round stats. Nothing particularly shines out too much, but he's well-rounded, which is what I like to see. And crucially, well-suited to the Championship. So at least we've got one player who is suited to the Championship to start off with. 5-star potential, so could go a long way. If his contract runs out at Everton at the end of the season, if we don't renew it, hopefully a good season here will convince him to come back next season. That's my thinking there. We also brought in Harry Charlesley from Everton as well. Another player. He's played attacking midfield more than midfield, but he can play in both, which is quite nice. I like that versatility. 3.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. I think he does actually have, he's a championship quality player and has potential to be leading the championship. So that's another championship player that we've got, which takes us up to 2 now, which isn't great, obviously. Big signing in Craig Garney, came in on a free transfer after being let go by Birmingham, I believe. He has got some superb technicals in stats that don't particularly matter, like penalty taking or long shots. But he'll be taking all our free kicks for us this season, so hopefully he'll get some decent. Hopefully he'll score some decent ones for us. Physical's on the decline as he is 32 years old, but crucially, he is a champion. Oh no, he's not. Well, he's a League One quality player then. Fair play. It depends who you ask, I think. It depends who you ask. Nick Haynock says League One. But if we ask Huckabee, he's a championship player. So that's fine. He's championship. We'll take that. Kun Temenushkov comes in as the only striker we could particularly get. We struggle for strikers so much. Midfielders were fine. Defenders were a little bit tricky to get. We missed out on quite a few defenders. They went to other teams rather than us, purely because of the reputation thing. So Kun Temenushkov comes in as an advanced forward and the best striker we've got. He's not even that good, to be fair, looking at it. His finishing's all right at 14. Pace and acceleration, also quite nice to see. We've got some fast front players. However, he's just League One. I thought it was League Two quality, if we're being honest there. He could improve a lot. Hopefully he improves very, very quickly. But Kun Temenushkov is quite a difficult name to say, so we need to give him a nickname, I think. I'm not entirely sure what to give him as a nickname. I don't know. I can't think of anything decent. I don't know what you guys can think of. But I think we're going to call him. Big T. Big T just seems like a good thing to me. So Big T comes in as the second best striker. We'll meet Ashley Fletcher soon. Courtney House comes in as a central defensive centre back. I don't know what to say. Central defensive. He's a centre back basically. 4-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. On loan from Wolves. We're paying him quite a lot. We're paying him 6,500, and we're paying them another like 20 grand a month as well to have him. But we're getting pretty desperate at this point. So he comes in as a championship quality defender. Hopefully he will be. He's the best one we've got right now. Hopefully he'll be there, sitting there, just doing the business for us. That's what I'm praying for. Very good physicals, decent mentals, and actually his technical stats for a central defender, not even a ball-playing defender, just central defender, are quite nice. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. Hopefully he'll keep the goals out for this season, keep things fresh at the back. He's very tall, very heavy. He should be a decent player. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does. Zeki Fries comes in for the grand sum of £50,000. He came in from he came from Barnsley. Played 2 games in the Championship last season, so he's got that Championship quality. He's a decent player for the Championship and plays as a left back, which is crucial. We haven't particularly got a good left wing back at the moment, so that could be an issue going forward. But at least we've got a decent left back, which does make things nice. He's got some superb physical stats, some very nice mental stats. Technicals, again, could be a lot better, but where it matters, marking and tackling, that's all right by me. Tommy Spur, another centre back that comes in. He came in for £80,000 from Preston, I believe. Preston, the team we're playing today. He came in from Preston. He's actually a decent player all round, to be fair. Physicals, where they matter, pretty decent. Mentals, where they matter, all right. And technicals, where they matter, all right. You can see here that I'm just looking at where it matters. We're just trying to get players in. He is of championship quality, I believe. League One, and that's a second best centre back as well, which is the issue as well. We've only got one centre back who's championship quality. He may get better. We'll play Kyle Hawkins over him, I think, because Kyle's got more potential. But This was the theme. We just couldn't get anyone in that's decent, if we're being honest now. Whelan and Bird are both youth players. Ashley Fisher came in today, 10th of August. As you can see, 10th of August. Ashley Fisher came in for £220,000 from Middlesbrough as a defensive forward of all players. You know, that's kind of useless. Can play anywhere, though, along the attacking midfield line, which is great. So we've got some versatility there. But comes in mainly as a striker. He's got 3.5-star current ability, 4-star potential. What that means is he's currently a Championship player, which is a lie. I've read that as currently. That's potential for Championship, good for League One. I mean, there we go. That says it all, doesn't it? That says it all. We've just got League One quality players playing in the Championship. He looks all right, though. He was transfer listed, and we had to get another striker in. So here's the man that came in, Ashley Fletcher. He'll be on the bench starting today. And the final player we brought in, Christopher Lenz, as a left back. He came today left wing back as well. So we've got an all rightish left wing back. 3.5-star current ability, 4-star potential, which obviously means League One and potential to be Championships. There we go. That is how it's panned out. And as you can see, I'm not sure we've got enough about us to stay up this season. If we look at the squad depth, a lot of the positions say we've got great players, which is a complete lie. They're great for League One, but not for the Championships. I'm not quite sure where this is coming from. I don't know where Nick Haycock's getting all this from. If we move to Huckabee, he seems to say the same thing, actually. A lot of great players, which I'm pretty sure is a lie, if we're being honest. I'm pretty sure it's a lie. Season preview then, as you can see, Stoke favourites to win the league. We're playing Stoke, who have probably spent millions this season, which is ridiculous. If we look down, we're favourites to come bottom of the table. However, 1,000 to 1, Sheffield United and 18th, they're also 1,000 to 1. So I don't know if that means we're as good as these teams, or they just don't go below 1,000 to 1, and technically we're like 10,000 to 1, and we're actually an awful lot worse. So this is the lineup going into the first game, and you might think, oh, isn't that a bit too attacking for what we're meant to be doing? Essentially this season, all we have to do is just avoid relegation. That is my main thing. Avoid relegation, boost our reputation, try and keep hold of some of these key players that develop to be Championship players, and move on from there. So we're playing the 4-3-3 formation, technically, or 4-3-2-1 if you want to call it like that. On a counter with structure, play out the defence, exploit the flanks, which I might take off because that might put a bit too much pressure on these two guys. Close down more, use tighter marking, stick to positions. All the defensive kind of things we need to try and get draws. Ted Smith starts in goal. We've retained both our goalkeepers. Ted Smith is starting. Friars, House, Howkins and Roberts. So completely new backline four that, you know, even I'm not familiar with them right now. So God help you, because you don't know any of these guys, do you? In fact, this is a completely different lineup now that I think about it, apart from Ted Smith and Byers. Coyle comes in as that CDM. Byers and Walsh combine in the middle. Fosu and Aribi on the wings, and Big T starts up front. Preston playing quite an attacking formation, which is a bit scary, if we're being honest here. Right, team talk. Well, I mean, what do I say at this point? All the best out there, have fun. I mean, it's not done anything, but we've tried it. And now we're coming out to face our first game in the Championship. Preston kick off. Obviously the favourites in this game. They've obviously got a team of Championship quality players, whereas we've got Liam Walsh and George Byers, and the rest of them are League One quality at best. So there we go. That's what we're... Oh, Howkins, actually, in central defence, he's also a Championship quality. So we've got 3 players capable of playing in this league. That's disappointing. Actually, McGeehan, who we signed last year, he is now a Championship quality player. However, he plays as an attacking midfielder. And basically, I have an issue with that, because I don't know when we're going to play attacking midfielders this season, really, if we're being honest. We've got a chance now. Coyle, for the first highlight of the Championship, came to us. Coyle had a chance to put us in front, but unfortunately put it way over the bar. Now Preston come forward, and actually we've got the ball. Big T on the ball, plays it to Aribi. I love the name Big T, that's brilliant. Aribi coming forward on the wing now. Can he get a crossing? Gets his cross into Fosu. We've only gone 1-0 up against Preston in the bloody Championship. Tarek Fosu scoring a goal. Now, I know all about Fosu. I've played with him offline before, and he is a wonderful, wonderful player. I played with him in FM17. I think he could just about make it to the Premiership, but on this, they don't seem to think he can, which is an issue. But as things stand, 1-0 up 30 minutes into this game, it puts us 5th in the table. I mean, what is there to worry about? In all seriousness, no. Last season, we came into the season expecting to have a relegation fight, and we thought, no, we're good enough for bottom half, essentially, mid-table, we'll take that. Quickly, though, the players that we had all developed to be League One quality players, and some leading League One quality players, which is why we were able to go on such a good run and get ourselves in the playoffs. So getting playoffs wasn't actually, a long shot. I think we just came in with low expectations, and they were actually higher than they actually were. We were better than we actually thought we were. This season, if we want that same mentality to happen again, we've got to say to ourselves, right, we're going to come bottom of the table this season. When in actual fact, saying that may motivate the players to perform better and finish just outside the relegation zone. That's the plan. Just avoid relegation, and I'll be happy. And so far, it's going very well. Preston starting to come forward now, put the cross into the area. Howkins clears, and it's only cleared as far as the winger once again. They've got another chance to come forward. Johnson through to Harrop. Harrop out to Early, can put a cross in, and it's cleared behind for a corner. Early on in the second half, Preston really start to come forward. They've got the corner now. Harrop puts it in onto their head of no one. Earl collects it though, and that is, thankfully, the end of the highlight. Incredibly, 7 shots to their 3 shots. We are absolutely outplaying Preston right now, which is a huge surprise. I'm not quite sure how we're doing it, really. I mean, we'll keep things as they are right now. I mean, perhaps it just works. You know, like last season, we had that amazing run where we didn't lose a game in ages, and we were using very, very defensive formations. Perhaps it just works doing that. Ted Smith makes a dodgy clearance there, and it goes as far as Johnson, who Ted Smith who just held on to that. That was all Ted Smith's fault. You know what? It's not that bad. We're still drawing here. We are still drawing with Preston, which I will take. Transfers do have to be made. Some players really not playing that well at all. So we will make those transfers now. Craig Gardner can come on to make his debut. He can be swapped for Walsh. Liam Walsh can come off. The wingers are playing well. Big T not the best. We'll bring on Ashley Fletcher, I think, for Big T. I mean, he plays as a defensive forward. He can play actually as an advanced forward. So we'll leave him on as an advanced forward. We'll make those 2 changes for now. We may make a defensive change later on to try and solidify things. But right now, I'm happy with how things are going. Free kick now for Preston. Horgan on the edge of the area. Shot blocked, but it goes back to Harrop, who puts it back to Horgan. Horgan just over the bar. I thought that was going to be 2-1 to Preston then. If we can just hold on now, I'll be delighted. But they are coming back into this game now. And I'm sure their shots will overtake our shots soon. So when I said we were dominating earlier, that is now a lie. Now, I don't want to be pressing my luck too much or trying to be an idiot. But is that naughty? Is that too much? What am I doing? We could be if we lose now, I take the complete blame. If we don't though, and we manage to snatch a late winner, are we over the moon with that? Because that'd be a tactical genius from me. However, the risk there is huge. But we've actually been alright in this game so far, so I think it's worth taking that risk. You know, we're going to get relegated if we play things safe too much. You know, if we want to be picking up points where they matter, we've got to take risk, and this is the risk that we're willing to take. Ted Smith's goal kick, a second goal kick, once again. It's funny as well because his personality, or his playing style rather, is described as distributor, which is a complete lie. He's rubbish at it. On the edge of the area, Craig Gardner's shot, saved by Rudd. That was a fantastic chance. Craig Gardner now with the corner, swinging outwards onto the header. Fletcher. Fletcher's shot or header saved. That's what I mean. These risks, they could be starting to pay off, you know, if we just had a little bit more match sharpness with us, or slightly better quality players other than League One quality players, perhaps we could have been up in this game. 5 minutes of added time. You know what? I'm actually happy with the boys with this. A 1-1 draw with Preston. Let's not go things too quickly, actually, as the corner came in. We've now got a chance to counter-attack. McGeehan, get that ball out wide. Do it. Fosu on the ball. Come on. Fosu through to Aribi. Aribi! Oh. He just had to get it on target, and he couldn't manage it. And it's all over. A 1-1 draw with Preston is actually a result I'm very happy with. You know, I will take that. We'll say to the boys, you were unlucky out there, actually. We'll say that. Some of those players seem motivated by it. We were a bit unlucky out there. We'll try and really build some momentum and try and make them feel happy about themselves. Preston, I'm not entirely sure how good they actually are. I do have a bad feeling, actually. They're one of the teams also at 1,000 to 1 to win the league this season. We'll look at the season preview again just very quickly to see where they were. But I'm not feeling too positive about that. Oh no, Preston... Favourites come 15th, which it's all right, I suppose. You know, at least we're keeping a draw against them. That's the main thing. We're getting some draws, so I'll take that. Right, well, actually, a better first episode than we thought. We've kept a draw. We've picked up a point. It puts us 8th in the league to start the season off, which is probably the highest we're going to be all season going forward. Now, we've got a lot of work to do before the next episode. I'll try and get a few more players in of championship quality, but I can't make any promises there. We're also very tight on the wage budget as well, so. Don't expect anything too much, but if something does happen, it will be a transfer that is going to boost the quality of the starting lineup, so that'll be good to see. Of course, if you've enjoyed this episode, make sure you do drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and I'll see you next time.